every single time. Introducing the new BF Goodrich All-Terrain KO3 tire. Legendary toughness made tougher. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Alexander Ford Lincoln, Yuma's 2025 Best New Vehicle Dealer and locally owned, is celebrating America's 250th along with Ford Motor Company. Take advantage of American value for American values. Employee pricing event where you pay what we pay. Shop a great selection of Ford and Lincoln vehicles Yuma loves, backed by service you can trust. Enjoy free mobile service, convenient pickup and delivery, and a warm, friendly atmosphere. Experience the difference with employee pricing at BillAlexanderFord.com or 801 East 32nd Street in Yuma.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here once again with your next Method Race Wheels Fishgistics update of the 2026 Baja 500, presented by Fox Racing Shocks all day long today. Are you guys having fun watching this race? We've had more action up front with some of our leaders than we have had in the last few races. So it's been pretty exciting so far. Hopefully you guys are having fun. But let's get over and look at the screen and show you exactly what I'm talking about here. So starting with the bikes, remember earlier when I was explaining how this Sportsman cutoff was going to work right here? So apparently all of the quads, and maybe someone in here that knows the bikes and the quads can inform me, all of the quads are taking the shortcut. I thought it was only the Sportsman classes that were taking it, but look at all these quads that have just taken it, and look at where they are now. The 1X has reappeared on the tracker, just like they always do towards the finish, and they are now behind 3 quads. There's 3 quads that are first on the road, first, second, and third, and the 1X is behind them, but they're actually winning the race because they did the whole loop. So this whole Sportsman cutoff thing was a little bit weird here, because you had some of these quads. I don't know why the quads were able to take that. Maybe they were scared of doing the summit, or they didn't do it. I thought it was only for Sportsman, but I mean, these are the main guys, the 139A, the 119A, like that is the main quad class, I'm pretty sure, right? So I don't know what's going on there, but you have these guys that have taken the cut, and they are now in front. So you can look and see how many people are still going around the loop. These are all bikes. So bikes is an X, in case you guys don't know. An X at the end of the number is a bike, and then an A is a quad. So so kind of silly, but these guys are now in front. So the battle is really between the 1X and the 3X. And look, it is a pretty good battle. Look at how close they are. You can see the 1X just updated right now, and then the 3X just updated right now as well. So they're at 369 and they're at 374. So there's only 5 miles that's different between the two right now. So pretty good battle in the bike class for the overall leader on the bikes. So cool to see, pretty cool to see what's going on there. So let me know what you guys, I don't know, what do you guys think about that Sportsman cut? Why did the quads go across it? One of you guys probably knows, but I don't know. Let me know. Who's a quad guy out there? I'm not a quad guy. I don't know what's going on there. But that's what's going on with the Sportsman cut. If you guys are looking at the map over on that side, that's what's up. Now let's go back over and let's look at the cars. Got to zoom back out. Go back down here now. All right, zoom back into the coast. This is the fun section, the coast. Whoever got to do the coast is going to have fun. Whoever gets to do the second half, not so much fun unless you're into rock crawling. So that's what's going on there. But maybe that's the Sportsman quads. I don't know. The Sportsman quads are never in front of the Pro quads unless the Pro quads there was none entered. So I don't know what's going on over there. Bryce Menzies is out front. Luke McMillan is in second. We have Max Gordon showing as third, but we will have to check that running order because Justin Lofton, you can see, he hasn't updated in 2 minutes. He was actually, I believe, third. And Pudia is going to be up there. Kevin Thompson. Kevin's having a really good run, by the way. That is not Harley that's in the truck. Harley is getting in the second part of the race. So Kevin qualified. He started and he's having a really good run so far. So pretty cool to see Kevin having a good run. Let's go back up and here I'll show you some more of the screen here. Let's see who else. We got Householder up there. We got the 1L. That is Dodge Pullman behind him. We got Andrew Myers, Chris Miller's truck with Jurgensen driving. That is the first two-wheel drive trophy truck. However, that is not a two-wheel drive trophy truck. Well, it kind of is. That is a spec truck. That is the Gaunt's old spec truck. So their old Geyser G6 spec truck is actually winning the two-wheel drive class entered in two-wheel drive. So they do not have a big engine in this truck. They have a sealed LS engine in the 40T. So pretty cool to see Jurgensen hanging with these guys. I mean, look, he's not even that far behind the 1L, which is a Mason all-wheel drive top-of-the-line machine right there. So pretty crazy that the 40T Jurgensen is staying that close to Ricky Johnson and Gustavo there. Cool to see. Also, Class 1, right behind him. So we have Cody Reed's car. That is Adam Fancook that started in there. He's still in the car. So Fancook's having a good run there. What else do we have to update you guys on? Oh, yeah, Tavo's out. If you guys didn't notice, where was the 21? They're back over here. So Tavo Badosa, 0 miles an hour. He had an engine failure. It sounded like something was up with the engine. He is stopped at 0 miles an hour. So that is a bummer. For Tavo, not a good day. He has got a kind of a scenic spot where he's at, though. I think you can see the coast from there. So bummer for Tavo. What else are you guys saying? Where is Polvardi? Well, Polvardi is changing a power steering pump way back here. He was. So he's back on the highway now. So it looks like they got it changed probably. But Christopher Polvardi was down early. They broke a belt. And then they said the power steering pump needed to get changed. So that's what they were down for a long time in the 94. They were changing the power steering pump. Not easy to do, especially when you're out in the field and you don't have your crew there. So good to see they got it changed eventually. They must have had a spare on the car. And they're out at the highway, but they're at 0 miles an hour. So they are in a pit there. That's where everyone pits, kind of right past the Cambrio there on the Highway 1. Going south. Here is your UTV leader, Brock Hager. Hager is in first place. He is right mixed in with some of these spec trucks. You can see a legend truck, spec truck, trophy trucks. He's right around all these guys. So he's going to have to try to get by these guys. Brock, he wants to get by as many cars as he can before the second half of this race, because the second half of this race, it sucks if you get stuck in a bottleneck, and there is going to be a bottleneck. I don't know who it's going to be. My guess is a spec truck, most likely a rental spec truck driver would be my guess. But we'll see what happens over there. It could be anybody. It could be Bryce. You never know. It could be anybody. There's a lot of sections over there where there's nowhere to go around. So if somebody has a problem, if you hit the wall and break a tie rod, or you do what Brennan Gaughan did when on his pre-run, you rip a wheel off. There's a lot of spots where there's nowhere to go around. So you're either going to be going down the cliff or or something once a bunch of people get behind you. So that's going to be interesting to watch when we see the second section of the race course. The bikes, obviously, they're going around it right now. They don't have any problems because the bikes are small. They can go anywhere. They can make their own lines. No problem. But watch when we get over here, especially around race mile 323. Right past where the 11X is right now, right around that area, there's going to be bottlenecks somewhere in there today. Guarantee it. Just don't know what class. What do you guys think? Put in the comments. Who do you guys think? You don't have to call anybody out if you don't want to. If you want to call someone out, call them out. Who do you think is going to be the bottleneck, or what class do you think is going to be the bottleneck? Because there's going to be one for sure. Let's see what you guys think in the comments here, and then let's check back later and see who was correct. That's that. What is the 3D tracking site? This one right here. This is Racing Redefined. So if you go to your app store, it's actually an app, not a website here. So this is an app. If you go to Racing Redefined, check it out in the app store. It's available on Google or on Google. It's available in the Google Play Store for your Android devices, and it's available on iPhone. So go check it out. Racing Redefined. Download it. This is the map page. You can change it to 3D and turn this terrain on, which is really cool. Like when you zoom in, look at that. You can literally see like the mountains. You can see everything. So you can see they're on the coast now, a pretty flat part. That is Bryce Menzies out front. You got Luke McMillan behind him. You got Justin Lofton running third. Then we got Ampudia and then Kevin Thompson. And then we got Max Gordon. But Max Gordon's one looks like it might be behind a little bit. Doesn't look like it's moving too much. So keep an eye on his tracker. I think he might actually be more than that farther forward because I don't see it moving right now. But yeah, pretty cool site. This only has the Trophy Truck Open class. It doesn't have anyone else on here. So it is only limited to that class. So that's why you got to use a little bit of everything. There's so much technology now. We got to switch between everything. Then when we go over to watchparty.cc, that's our video site where you can basically have Sunday Ticket and you can put exactly everyone you want where. Oh, look at Speed on the left there. That is Max Gordon. Remember how we just saw him stopped? So Max's helmet is sitting on the orange truck over there. So Max has a problem and he's stopped and the helmet is off on the hood. That is not a good sign. I don't know if anybody knows out there what happened. I know Robbie was watching these earlier. Robbie, let us know what's going on. That is Max that was in the car, but that is a bummer to see a helmet sitting on the hood of Max Gordon's car. So big bummer for them. Somebody said Max stopped, broken drive shaft. Okay, well there you go. If that's correct, then it just went black. But bummer for Max Gordon, has a broken drive shaft, it sounds like. So that is a bummer. But this is cool. You can see Bryce Menzies in the top here. Christopher Polvardi, he's still looks like he's stopped on this one. That might be an old video. Justin Lofton video. It's pretty cool. You get to watch all these guys live in-car cameras. You can make one bigger, you can make them smaller, you can do anything you want. Then we have our timing page. This is our live timing page. This is the official score timing page, and you can see at race mile 78 is the last time it updated. I am going to want to watch at race mile 154, which we're almost there. Look at that. We're at 147. So just in about 10 miles, we're going to have some more updates on times for you. And if we go back and look at the time page, if I bring up the motos for you, hang on, let me switch over to the motos. All right, here's our moto update. So we do have moto updates through race mile, let's see, 332. These are the ones to pay attention to. So right here, the 332, the ones on the edge of your screen. So Tyler Lynn in the 1X was first through there. And then so this page is going to get weird because you got the sportsman guys jumping in front now. So see the sportsman moto that just jumped up front? He's not actually leading because he didn't do the other loops. So this timing page is going to be hard to tell for the rest of the race who's winning. When they get to the finish, it's not going to be a real finish time because the sportsman is obviously going to have a way less time because they didn't do the full course. So you're going to have to really sort by class here instead of show all. So I'm going to change it to Pro Moto Unlimited. And then you can see as soon as I do that, that'll give you the actual order. So we have Tyler Lynn, and then we got Naran, the 3X second, 15X third, 11X fourth, and the 64X fifth. That is your actual time, corrected time from score. So that is the real running order there. So that's the different things we have going on here. The watch party site is watchparty.cc if you guys are looking for that. So Max just blew his drive shaft. Yeah, that's what we just heard. So that's a bummer for Max. You can see his camera went off. Looks like they turned the battery off probably. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of issues already for these guys. This is a rough course out here. It is definitely chewing up. We've seen a lot of flat tires so far. We've seen drivetrain issues. We've seen drive shaft issues. We got all kinds of issues going on for these guys so far today. That actually makes for a fun race though. All right, let's check on a couple classes that we haven't checked on. I'm going to turn some of these off. So class 10, we're going to go check on class 10 for you guys. So here's a look at class 10. Pretty close in the front. We got Matt Willert and Zach McLaren neck and neck, first and second. Ted Baker right behind him in third. Then it comes back over. We got Robert Fleshman here in fourth. We got Rob Martinson next, and then Shane Lowry. That is going to be your top six or so. Who do we miss here in the middle? William Garlick is going to be fourth. So that is your fourth position. Let's go look at Pro UTV Open. They're going to be in front of these, so we got to scroll back up. We saw Brock was in front before. So we got Joe Chirana, Dallas Gonzalez. Where's Brock? Oh, he's way up here. As always, Brock is just on a mission. So Brock is at mile 85 and out front. He's just about to turn off into the dirt and head into the, he's in Santa Tomas right now. He's going to go up in the hill, and he's going to start heading towards the coast. So cool to see Brock right there. like I said, we scroll back a bit. We got his teammate right here, Joe Tirana, showing in second. We got Caden McCachran back here. Caden actually lost a little bit of time, it looks like, because he's still showing at 0 miles an hour, and he should have been second. So something was up with Caden, I think, right? Was he second? I don't know. I forgot. It's like you think I would know the order here. No, I'm wrong. Sorry, he was fourth. I always get everybody mixed up. There's too many cars on this team. There's 4 of them. So Brock started first. He is first. Joe started second. So Joe is going to be second, and then Dallas started third. So you can see second and third are right on top of each other. Dallas Gonzalez and Joe Trana are neck and neck. So we got second and third right there. Then we have Caden McCachran. There we go. Now he's updated. And then we got Brandon Sims. Let's see. So he started sixth. So Brandon has passed Sebastian right here. So Sebastian started in front of Brandon, 30 seconds. And then Brandon looks like he's gotten around him so far. So Brandon's making a couple moves. Then it's back to Kristen Matlock, Mitch Guthrie. Cool to see Mitch Guthrie back in Baja. Shout out to Mitch. He's been doing a lot of rally racing, some stateside races, but he's been doing a lot of the Ford Raptor program in Dakar and that whole WR2C3, 4, whatever the heck it's called series. So that is Mitch. Good to see him back in Baja. Ethan Groom, another SCI car, and then Wayne Matlock. So pretty cool. I think these are all factory Polaris cars except for Sebastian Marquez. It's the only one that's not a factory Polaris car. All the rest of these are factory cars. Factory car, factory car, factory car, and Brock obviously factory car. So yeah, factory Polaris cars pretty much take up the whole class nowadays, just about, except for a couple one-off builds that some people did on their own. So cool to see that there. Let's see what else. What other class? What other class do you guys want to see here? Anybody? Let's look at class 11. Let me get you full screen here, and we'll show you guys class 11. So we got 3 this race. It's always fun to keep an eye on class 11s. I'll have to go look at the time limit. Anybody know the time limit on the off top of your head? What's the time limit without me pulling up the website? Let's see who did their homework, because I forgot to write that down. 1100, Ralph Castillo is going to be out front. He is first in class 11. We got Christopher Clearman going to be second. And then Eric Slorenzo is showing in third. They're all moving. Look, 14 miles an hour, 14 miles an hour, and 20 miles an hour. So that is that's a look there. Class 1, donkeys. Yeah, let's go look. We got class 1. Let's check them out. When I turn on class 1, it turns on all the 1 numbers. So we're going to scroll back to the front. Let's see. Where do we got? All right, here's our leader. So Cody Reed is in first. Second place, Cody Parkhouse. Third place, Brennan Gaughan. Then a massive gap. Look at this big gap. Oh, you know why? It's because these guys got held up in that bottleneck earlier. Remember that bottleneck at mile 37? Wilson's and them got hung up in it. That's why there's such a big gap between 162, who was able to get around the bottleneck, and then back here to the 138, who got stuck in it. So that is a bummer for these guys. I don't know if they're going to get a time credit. I don't think so, because it's Baja, but that just goes to show you how much a bottleneck can really screw you, because look at that gap now. And if these guys don't get a time credit, it's going to be hard for them to do anything in the race to make up that much time. But we got Wilson and Langley back there. We got Trake there, and then we got, okay, here they are. So Lauren Healy is right there, Rob Archibald, and then Von Gittin. So they're both on the highway back here. Remember, they did start way back. They started in the back because they didn't qualify. So these guys, like I said earlier, they were my pick to win class 1, one of those 2 cars. This is a reason why. They started all the way in the back, and they're going to have a lot of time on corrected time. And once they get to that second rocky section, watch these guys work. That over the summits, these cars are going to make up some time. So I would put my money on Lauren Healy or Von Gittin today in class 1. The other car that has an advantage, obviously, is the Cody Reed car. It is an all-wheel drive car as well. So if that car can stay clean and not have any problems, Cody Reed's probably going to win. They have Adam Fancook in there right now, one of the fastest buggy dorks out there. So Adam is in there. He's going to get that car to Cody, and then Cody's going to bring it to the finish. So I think Cody's getting in. I'm sure he is. Someone in here can let me know if he's not. What do you guys? Okay, 18-hour time limit. There we go. So 18 hours. So the class 11s have 18 hours from the time they started. They probably started around 10, something like that. I'll have to look up their official time. So they're going to have all the way until tomorrow morning, basically, to be able to finish. Front runners in class 1 will hit bottleneck most likely. Yeah, it's going to be tough because, like, look, if we turn these guys back on, well, I don't know. I don't think the front runners will, because look where the front runners are. The front runner is Cody Reed right here. That means that one of these guys in front would have to be the bottleneck. And I mean, you never know. It could happen, but there's not a lot of I don't know, you want to call them donkeys. There's not a lot of people that don't have a lot of Baja experience in front of the lead cars in Class 1. So I think that it's pretty unlikely that a bottleneck is going to start here. Like I said, you never know. Anything can happen. My guess is it's going to be back here, like starting in this group somewhere, kind of the mid pack group, like somewhere in these rental classes. If there's anyone here, somewhere in here would be my guess of where the bottleneck's going to start. So if you, like I said earlier, Brock is pushing really hard, I know, because he's going to want to get around those guys, and you can see where he is. So he's right here. So he wants to get around these two-wheel drive trucks, Mike Perez, Felix Murillo. He wants to get in front of as many of these guys as he can before the summits, because if there is going to be a bottleneck, that's where I said it might start in this group here. So we'll see what happens. Let's see, what else are you guys saying here? How's Rob doing? Yeah, the Gen 2 Mason didn't make it very far. I think they made it less than 50 miles. They had some drivetrain issues. It looked like they maybe lost a pinion bearing in the rear, something going on the front. They're going to do a bunch more testing on that thing before they get it back out for the Baja 400, with the main goal of winning the Baja 1000 with that truck. That is the main goal. They didn't have very much test time in this thing before the race. I went out there with them one day. They had a problem early, didn't get too many miles in it. So a lot of little teething issues, as to be expected with a new car. Not a lot of people have a brand new car and go straight to the race with it, so that's a little bit of a gamble doing that. We saw Bryce Menzies has a Gen 2, but he's not racing it yet. He's been testing it, so he's been down here. They have about 600 miles on Bryce's so far, and it's been pretty good. But that's not racing. That's pre-running and testing and driving it around. As we know, as soon as you start a race, there's no way to test and do that. Like, as soon as the helmets go on and you start a race, it's totally different. You can go pre-running, testing as hard as you want, all that. Just something is different when the race actually starts. There's no way to copy that on a dyno or pre-running or anything. It's just not the same. So that's what's going on there. Let's see. What are you guys saying? The rentals are probably a pretty good bet. Yeah, that's who my bet's going to be. Pulvardi getting past. Yeah, Pulvardi's still down. What else are you guys saying? The front runners. Yeah. Well, I think that kind of covers it for now. That's a pretty good update. It's been 20 minutes here. So go back over, turn on the Score live stream, go back to the watch party site right here. Go turn on your videos. You can watch Bryce Menzies lead the way out front there. You can go over to the Racing Redefined app and see this cool 3D image here. Pretty cool. You can see they're out on the coast here, going out to the little point on the bottom here, and then they're going to start heading inland. So that's the end of the coast right there. Bryce is literally just about to be at the farthest point south on this course, and then he's going to head east. You can see it goes back north a little bit, and then you start going east. And then once you get over here to Valley T, this is Valley T. This is the goat trail right here. You can see that goes up, and then here comes the summit. Watch, we can just follow this for a minute. I'll drag you up. Look at the summit here. This is going to be fun to watch later. See it going up the summit? That's climbing all the way up the summit, and then you go down. You're on the lake bed for a little bit, do a little loop, and then this is where it gets gnarly, coming back up. Coming up this section, right past mile 320, right in here is a drop-off. Actually, that corner right there, that is going to be the drop-off, I believe, that everybody was talking about. You can see there's not really any way to go around it. There is a line down on the bottom which you can go around, or the drop-off might be right here, actually. It's one of these corners is the drop-off with the bypass. I think that's it, actually. You can see there's a bypass on the bottom. Yeah, that's it for sure. Okay, so this section is the one in the videos where there's a either or. So I'm going to guess it starts right here. So right there in the middle. If you go left, you can go in the valley, and it looks easy on here, but it's not, because if you look at the end, see that hill climb on the left? See how it starts going up? That hill climb is really steep. You come around this little right-hand corner in the middle of the screen, and then that hill climb up back to join the course is gnarly. That's pretty hard. Otherwise, if you stay on the course, there's the drop-off. I think it's right there. You can actually see it kind of. Right there in the middle is the drop-off. So this is where all the shit's going to happen later. This is going to be exciting. Yeah, that 3D map is awesome. It really is cool. Racing Redefined, Justin and all them did a great job on the 3D map. It's going to be fun to watch that later. All right. We'll come back at noon. Noon will be our next update. So get some lunch ready. Come back. Turn on the Score live stream. They got awesome views. I see Bryce up there right now going across the cliff there. Pretty cool shot from his helicopter. So go watch that.